Hey there, Patriots. It is Praying Medic, and it is still May 21st. It is Monday, and I have a second Q video for you. This one is just going to cover one post that Q dropped this afternoon after the president met with John Kelly, Rod Rosenstein, Jeff Sessions, and Dan Coates, Director of National Intelligence. So if you're interested, there are plenty of articles out there about the meeting. This is from the Washington Examiner. You can, I guess, find your own news articles if you want. Q gives us a post-meeting brief, and I apologize, but this is not all going to fit in here on the screen. It is it's a pretty long post. I'll just read it to you. So Q wrote military op, brackets green. I believe that just signifies code green. General K, JFK in brackets, that's John F. Kelly, those are his initials. Full disclosure, general statement. Once the extremely guarded and highly classified information is finally revealed to House investigators, DNI, public, etc., Rod Rosenstein, RR, must recuse or forcefully be terminated. So then Q writes RR problems. We've seen this before many times in the last couple of months. Q has been warning us that Rosenstein has increasing problems that are going to become very obvious pretty soon. Q then asks the question, what was RR's Senate confirmation vote? Chris Ray, who's the director of the FBI, reports to Rosenstein, important fact. Who do you trust? Brackets RR, recused or fired, who has direct oversight of Mueller? Sessions unrecused or number 3 until refill. Who is Rachel Brand? Why is Rachel Brand dismissed? Think timing. Now let me see if I can move this over so you can continue reading it. No, I probably can't. Well, maybe I could. There we go. The succession question is actually a bit complicated, and this is a quote from an article I'll get to in just a minute. The succession question is actually a bit complicated by default under an obscure statute known as the Vacancies Reform Act of 1988. Rachel Brand's temporary successor would be the acting Associate Attorney General, is her principal deputy, Jesse Panuccio. That same statute would also allow the president to choose someone else to serve as an acting Associate Attorney General on a temporary basis for up to 210 days. The pool of individuals from which a president could draw, in this case, includes individuals already holding Senate-confirmed positions elsewhere in the executive branch, like EPA Administrator Scott Pruitt, or senior civil service lawyers in the Department of Justice specifically. So then Q wrote acting in quotes. There's a link to a DOJ website, which is just information on Panuccio, who's the acting Associate Attorney General. Q then asks, when does the clock run out? Why is Schneiderman's removal extremely relevant? Trust, in parentheses, name. These people are stupid, D5, Q. All right, so I'm just going to run you through my thoughts and observations on this. So the first thing to note is that Q said we are engaged in a military operation. Why are we engaged in a military operation? Well, that is because, Q has reminded us frequently, the military is necessary because leaders of the civilian intelligence agencies, FBI director, the DOJ director, and other people, CIA director, have committed criminal acts that are being investigated. So if you're going to clean those people out, you kind of need to get the military involved. All right. As I said, Q posted John F. Kelly, JFK, just refers to his initials. And then this statement was posted by Fox News. I'm just going to read this to you. It's actually pretty darn big, so let me scale it down so you can see it. Based on the meeting with the president, the Department of Justice has asked the Inspector General to expand its current investigation to include any irregularities with the FBI or the Department of Justice tactics concerning the Trump campaign. It was also agreed that the White House Chief of Staff, Kelly, will immediately set up a meeting with FBI, DOJ, and DNI, Director of National Intelligence, together with congressional leaders to review highly classified and other information they have requested. All right. So that is our background information, and that's the public narrative. Now, Q gave us the private narrative, the behind-the-scenes look. And Q said there are some very damaging things that are in this pile of information that are going to force Rosenstein to either recuse himself or be fired. So let's move on. Q asked, what was Rosenstein's confirmation vote? He was confirmed by a vote of 94 in favor, 6 against. The swamp liked Rosenstein. The swamp trusted Rosenstein. That is important. Q then said, Chris Wray, director of the FBI, reports to Rosenstein. Important fact. We have someone we can trust, someone we need to trust, reporting to someone we can't trust. Chris Wray reports to Rosenstein. That is a problem. Eventually, that has to change. Rosenstein has got to be removed from the picture because we have to have Chris Wray reporting to someone that he can trust. All right, that's where this is going. Q then asked about the conundrum created by the Mueller investigation. If Rosenstein recuses himself and Rachel Brand is gone, who would take over? And then why was Rachel Brand dismissed? Q said previously Rachel Brand, although all the stories say that she stepped down, Q said she was fired or forced out of her job. And Q says, think timing. The timing issue is critical. And I did not get it until tonight. So this article on NBC News has kind of a story on why Rachel Brand resigned, why it matters to the Mueller investigation. Goes through all the different ways in which they could choose, the president could actually choose, or Jeff Sessions could choose someone to replace as head of the Mueller investigation. And Q then wrote acting at the end of that quote from that article, and then asked, when does the clock run out? One of the Anons said, hey, Anons, let's map this out. If Rachel Brand left on February 20th, 2018, that leaves a 210-day window for the president to reassign people. The window runs out September 19th, 2018, and if I'm reading this right, that means POTUS still has a lot of time to move the chess pieces. Did they forget about POTUS having this ability? Is that what Q means by saying these people are stupid? This Anon is on the right track. So Q posted a link to the DOJ website for Acting Associate Attorney General Jesse Panuccio. And the question is, he is one of the possible people that could take over the Mueller investigation, oversight of Robert Mueller, if we can trust him. The question is, can he be trusted? That's the question. Because Q said, who do you trust? Now, after he reminded us that Chris Wray reports to Rosenstein, that's when he said, who do you trust? I think his suggestion there is we have to have somebody in as Deputy Attorney General that we can trust. Sessions and Wray and whoever the Deputy Attorney General has to be someone we can trust moving forward. And in January, Q asked us, who do we trust? And this was in reference to Trey Gowdy. Now, we've gone over this one in the past a bunch of times. Let me see if I can shrink this down a little bit so you can see it better. January 14th, Q wrote, trust Sessions, TG, Trey Gowdy departure, House Ethics Committee. Sorry about that. That was when Trey stepped down from the House Ethics Committee. He is still on the House Oversight and Reform Committee. He's the chair. Did not step down to testify, he was not needed to testify. Think logically. No need to step down if you needed to testify. Do not chase misinformation. Here's the big one. What role might Trey Gowdy be walking into? Who can we trust? Rats everywhere, evil everywhere, traitors everywhere. Okay? So I at first thought, okay, maybe he's going to be the second special counsel. And then last week I thought, no. Maybe Gowdy is going to join John Huber on the prosecutor's team. But now, this week, okay, I've been wrong. my guess this week is that Gowdy is going to be the acting replacement for Rosenstein, because they have to have somebody in at that position that they can trust. Because the Mueller investigation is turning toward the deep state, the cabal. I believe that Mueller's investigation has officially cleared Trump of any wrongdoing. It is now going to move on, and it is going to go after people in the deep state and in the Clinton cabal. And at that point, they have to have someone that they can trust at the helm. So, Q, my guess today is that Trey Gowdy is the person. We're going to be filling in the blanks there with the trust. Look, Trump's team knew the problems that Rosenstein was going to have. They knew that in advance. Q has been telling us for a long time. Rosenstein has issues. If Mueller is dirty, Rosenstein is dirty. They're both wrapped up in uranium-1. Right? We knew that. Q said, think timing. Rosenstein and Rachel Brand had to be replaced at the right time. Rosenstein's spot could only be filled after the deep state was confident that they were safe with him and Mueller at the helm. And now that they've been confident for a long time, now that they think everything's going hunky-dory, now we're able to flip the script, and we can, this because Q said it's time for full disclosure, right? So now that it's time for full disclosure, it is time for a switch of people. We had Rosenstein in place, someone that the deep state and the swamp trusted. Now we don't need someone they trust. We need someone we trust. And I believe that Trey Gowdy is going to be stepping into that spot here very soon. So just a guess. From what I've been piecing together, this is my guess for today. Q said, trust whoever. These people are stupid. D5, Q. Yeah, so today I'm going on the record and saying I think that Gowdy is going to be stepping up. And D5 is the highest classification for Avalanche. So that is all I have for you on this update for May 21st. I'll get this up on YouTube. Love you all. Again, keep the president in prayer. Keep us in prayer. Appreciate your support. Get the word out to the normies. Love you all. This is Praying Medics signing off. I will catch you on the next broadcast.